Jammer.
Yeah, that's me.
Open the door. Sit down on the Steelers chair on the right. Thank you. Okay.
それはいくつかのおっぱいが内部に残っていると私は母にあるので、私のお尻を舐めてください。
Well, since you asked, I wrote down a couple of thoughts as I was playing. For starters, Chapter 13 was hot trash, my nigga. Chapter 13 to the moon and back. That retarded. I understand what you coons were trying to do, but why for so god long, huh? Why? When I say I wanted to stab myself, I swear to God, on my mom's, I wanted to stab myself. I swear to God. What made it all worse was by this time, I was lost in f***ing confusion, my nigga. I had no idea what the f*** was going on. Speaking of confusion, nigga, f*** that nigga Arden. That nigga gon' catch the hands if I see him. His hair, whack. His clothes, whack. His posture, whack. The way that he talks, whack. The way that he was trying to f*** with me and my niggas, whack. I swear to God, if I ever see this nigga, he gon' catch this shit. He gon' catch the Draco, I swear to God. All jokes aside, let me go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on Final Fantasy 15. And if we're really, honestly this time, no more jokes, if I'm being real, literally, screw Chapter 13. I swear to God, that wasn't a joke at all. Screw that chapter. All right, let's calm down. I'm gonna make sure there's no spoilers on this, just gonna be my vague thoughts, okay? So don't worry. So the first thing, of Final Fantasy 15 is the idea that chapters 1 through 3 are gonna take you a good bit. Those are the longest chapters in a sense, and you can spend so much time just on those 3 chapters. And that is where the game feels so good. It's kind of like they were building the game, because this game was rushed. They were building the game, and chapters 1 through 3 is how the original person, there's I keep hearing different names of who made Final Fantasy 15, all that kind of stuff. So it's like the original person, what chapters 1 through 3, I mean, is what he wanted the game to feel like. And if the game felt like how the beginning of these beginning chapters were, this game would be so good. Oh my God, this game would be so good if it was just how it was in the beginning, man. Oh my God. But it's like after those few beginning chapters, everything starts to blend together. Everything stops making sense at a point. You start getting so confused. You don't know what's going on. Now, the level of confusion is kind of different for everybody. Me, I was definitely more confused than a lot of other people. Except after I turned to Twitter, started talking about it a little bit, I kept finding out more and more people were just as confused as I was. So, there was a lot of small questions that just added up into a lot of questions that I had, for the game. So it was I don't know. And I just feel like the gameplay was cool. It was nothing outstanding. There was nothing over the top amazing about the gameplay, the combat, stuff like that. It was just gameplay, you know what I mean? I felt like the gameplay was just there to fill in a gap, that to make it not a story, to make it not just some visual novel, to make it an actual RPG type thing. The weapons there weren't that many weapons. I mean, this is just a normal playthrough, not going back and replaying it. There wasn't that many weapons. You switched them off like 3-4 chapters. That's whenever more weapons came up. I thought there was gonna be crafting, so I kept keeping all my materials, but it turns out no, all the materials you get are made just to give you money. it just was a weird. I don't know. This was a very weird game, man. And the biggest, negative about this game is just the storytelling, in a sense. Now, like I said, I felt like the gameplay was just there to make sure it wasn't a book. But the issue is, at one point, after the early chapters, the story just becomes messed up. Stuff just keeps happening, and I'm just like, wait, what? I'm just like. And then after that, something real crazy happens, and that leaves me even more confused and mad because I don't know what happened right here. And now that this happened, I need to know what happened right here to be able to understand what's gonna happen. It was just a mess, man. And then the characters, there were parts in the story where it really wanted you to care about something, and it was hard to because you barely saw them in the story. And it was just, again, I don't want to say any spoilers, so I'm not gonna exactly say it. But someone that's big as a big character, you probably know without even playing the game, Luna, who was supposed to be not supposed to marry and all that kind of stuff. It was hard to really feel for her, but I felt like, okay, this game had so much potential. I felt like if the story would have been done correctly, I felt like I would have shed some tears, some real nigga tears. Just gotta throw that out there. It's not gonna be some baby tears. It would have been real nigga tears. I would have shed some real nigga tears if they showed me Luna more, and because then the stuff that happened I would have felt it more, but as it was like, I didn't see this bitch that much, so it's like, oh, why do I care? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. And there's this one nigga, there's this one incident me and my boys were laughing on Twitter about. This one dude, random ass dude in the story, died, okay? It could be seen as a spoiler, but I'm telling you, it's not really a spoiler. This one nigga died, and then you come back, and this one dude's crying about it, and you're just like, wait, who died? You're just like, who died, boy? Like, what are you talking about? Like, really? I had no clue. It has a lot of potential. The first few half of the game was so good. It felt like that's what the game should have felt like. The open world in this game is so nice. I like it a lot. There's a good bit of stuff to do. A lot of stuff to do, especially in the earlier chapters. Again, like I said, the gameplay just felt like it was just kind of there to make it seem like it's not just a visual novel, you know what I mean? I just feel like they didn't do anything special, man. Whenever you play Nier, you just get this crazy feeling of smooth combat and all this stuff. This combat was just kind of combat, you know what I mean? It was just kind of there. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It just felt like the combat was there. But it wasn't bad in any means, it was just kind of there. And then the story rushed, and, so that's just how I felt. But all in all, like I said, it was a decent game, and if it would have fixed with its issues, it could have been an amazing game. Now, there are the DLC and updates coming that are going to fix it, enhance it, whatever you want to call it. So I am looking forward to that. I initially didn't think I was going to come back to it, but after the ending, I kind of was like, man, I kind of missed this game. And again, at the ending of the game, I was like, man, if this story was played out and told correctly, I would have really been like tearing up and shit. It just would have felt amazing. I could just tell. And I could faintly see the magic in Final Fantasy after beating 15. I can see where people's love for the series is, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think I am going to be a Final Fantasy fan now. I think I'm going to be looking forward to all the stuff Final Fantasy. Now I'm going to definitely get into it more. So it was a nice way to introduce me. A lot of people were yelling at me saying it wasn't good. While it wasn't the greatest game, obviously, I still think it was nice. It's still the base story, what it should have been was probably really, really good. So, and I could tell that. It was enough of the story in there for me to tell of how good of a story it could have been, so that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Everyone that beat it and all that kind of stuff. What was your favorite part? What was your worst part? My favorite part, I think, definitely just the beginning part. Other than that, that's all I gotta say. Thank you all for watching. Let me know again what your thoughts were and what you guys agree with me in the comments below. But yeah, so other than that, that's all I gotta say, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace. You see, I'm waiting and they hating, and I'm sipping on my tea. Bad bitch walking past, may I stop you, please? And I'm hungry as a bitch, but this life ain't free. If I'm trying to get this money, I can't really shake a tree. I be working, it's 3:15. When I